Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul by Lucas's right. I can't say Visage anymore; it's gonna mess with me.
Okay, why is that?
I've been playing Visage on my personal stream, and I got spooked real bad. I've like nothing in my life has ever like creeped me out as bad. Like 24 hours later, I was still like, ugh.
You're like looking around corners, like, huh?
Or trying not to look at corners, because that's when when I got was when I looked around a corner. I'll show you the clip later. It's glorious. Anyway,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so that's ruined the word visage for me. Anyway, we're with the Sandbox stream. And we're gonna talk about some news first before we jump into a tutorial today. More like me learning and trying to learn along with you. That's what we're doing. So, tweet from Sebastian Borget, our wonderful COO here at the Sandbox game. He says, I'm so ready for it. Ready for what? The Fist of the North Star. Avatars in the Sandbox game, of course. So, yeah, Fist of the North Star is getting some pretty cool looking avatars here.
Yeah.
Look at this green guy. This is Lucas right here. That is Lucas.
That's me in fight version. What
yeah.
You see on my PFP is diplomat version, but you know, as most people do, I wear many hats. There's fight hat, there's
or mohawks.
Hat.
You know.
I actually did have a mohawk for a really long time. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a collection of 2,000 avatars. The allow list is live now, so we'll share the link for that in just a second. We're watching this little video here, and
so good. my favorite's still the Mad Balls, but this looks really cool.
The Mad Balls definitely have those cool animations going for them. This looks like it has some custom animations also. If that knuckle cracking is part of the collection, I'm not sure. I think we're watching the video. I think it looped and I wasn't paying attention. So here is the allow list. It's on heymint.xyz. And there's the link for it. So you can go ahead and sign up. Check eligibility and connect here. I'm not sure. Let's see what the requirements are.
Lauren Soul says, so mint a North Star and join a fight club. Lauren,
we don't talk about fight club.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. So first rule and second rule, you know what they are. Come on now.
Let's see. I don't. I guess. Complete the following requirements to register. You need to follow heymint.xyz on Twitter and connect with your wallet. And it looks like that's it for the requirements.
That's pretty simple. There's only 2,000 of them total, so
go ahead and jump in on that if you want. And what's the price on these? Does it say here? Oh, there's sound, which we didn't get before. Let's see, new moves. Well, I'm not seeing a price there. I'm sure it will be visible somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll find
TBD.
it. I mean, it probably is determined. Just probably TBA, to be announced.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah. Typically, they've been around 100 sand on the Polygon network. All right. Also happening, April Festival is live. Come and join the party for a whole month of epic adventures, thrilling activities, and unforgettable prizes. Watch this little video here.
It starts out like I love the intro of this video. The way the green earth kind of settles like a wave.
To turn it down a little bit, it's kind of loud. Sorry about that. It's very pretty. Over 1 million sand in rewards.
a lot of sand.
Mystery boxes open to all. 150k sand reward pool for landowners. 150k sand reward pool for avatar owners. 600k sand to win in events. Oh, I'm seeing some experiences I recognize there. The council's done a good bit of testing on these.
I'm guessing the council has done a good bit of testing on a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, we did have a tweet earlier this week. We've passed 1,000 hours worked for the Sandbox.
Nice.
That's not just on season content that you're seeing now, but that includes work we did for season 3 and the game jams. So we've been busy. All right. So what are we gonna do today? We're gonna try something yeah. What'd I say?
You said we're gonna hunt some Easter eggs, and I'm excited. So do not take this away from me.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jazz Wolf confirms one avatar will cost 100 sand.
Nice. Thank you, Jazzy.
So I have not set up a curio collection before.
Okay.
So we're gonna figure it out together here on stream. And I'm gonna lower the brightness of my screen because it's turning my face blue and making my eyeballs disappear into the green screen.
Oh my.
It's all that shiny, shiny water. Okay. It's my screens are kind of large and they get very bright. And I like having the brightness all the way up because the color looks really nice when it is. But then I get a cast on my face of whatever's on my screen. Yeah. All right.
My eyes are hyper photosensitive, so I have these thick old glasses on.
Good catch.
Yeah, good catch. Almost there. But I also have the blue light blocker turned on the monitors as well. So it's like a layer after a layer after a layer of protection. So that's why I don't get that glare.
Sure. I just noticed there's a shadow on the water here.
I thought that was a shark.
Well, there's nothing there.
Oh, that's what is it?
It's the bird. I looked in the sky. It's there's an eagle in the sky. It's flying when the game is playing. I saw the shadow. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like looking around. I was expecting it to be closer to the ground. I had to actually look at the sun and go like, oh, there it is.
I thought there was a shark swimming in the water.
So I was like, I didn't put a shark there. It's an eagle shark.
Of game making.
All right, so the thing with multiplayer in 0.8 is that our collection quests don't really work for multiplayer because when one player picks something up, it is now gone. So we need other ways of doing this. So there's a thing called a curio collection, and we're going to try to use that. So we're going to start with the flying Easter egg. No.
Did you make a bunch of Easter eggs for today, or were those already in your inventory?
These are already here. This is actually some external studio that's showing up, probably because I'm staff. But we're going to go with owned items here. I thought I had an egg from...
You have that wonderful Easter egg shroom right there.
There is a Easter egg shroom. We can use Touche's Easter egg shroom.
That would be nice. I like that one.
We're going to make the first one really easy to find. And this is what we're going to set up all of our logic with. And then hopefully, if all works out, we can just duplicate it a bunch of times. So collectible for multiplayer, basically. So we're going to add a curio. And we're going to see what those settings are. Multiplayer curio. It's an item that can be collected by all the clients locally. So this is not a component, this is a behavior. And the problem with using a collectible component is that when one player picks it up, it is then picked up. It is not available for everybody to pick up. So we're gonna display egg shroom. We're gonna call it a chocolate egg shroom.
Mm. Now I want one of those Cadbury bunny eggs. Thanks a lot, Alex.
And we're gonna collect only one for each time it gets collected. What sound are we gonna make?
Is there some sort of a twang sound?
Well, there's a bunch of new sounds, and I haven't listened to all of them yet, but we're gonna see what we can find here. We got some piano sounds. These are just notes. TSB, SDC, piano, Oct 3, D sharp, D, E. Why are there two E's? Oh, E1.
E flat, E sharp.
Well, it says E1 and E, and then F1, F. Up here it says sharp and flat. I don't know. It looks like we're adding the tools to make like a Minecraft piano, kind of. Be cool.
That would be cool. I'm thinking about the piano from the movie Big.
Yep.
Something like that.
Play some Heart and Soul with your toes.
I mean, how else do you play it?
My fingers.
Nope. That is inappropriate, Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
All right, let's try event treasure found. Bless you. Bless you. Event treasure found. We'll go with that one for now. Collect message. We'll leave it on collect for now. Broadcast type. Everyone arrange. Broadcast range. We'll leave it here. VFX name. Let's see. What should we do for a VFX on this? There's so many VFX. I really need to like spend time learning what they all look like. We could do a rainbow. There are several. So we can do the regular rainbow. So now when we run up to this thing, it's going to cast a rainbow.
Blah, blah.
That may be too big, though. It might make collecting them a little bit too easy, since everybody will be able to see that.
That's totally fair.
You know, maybe we'll just
sparkle?
do a little sparkle. Let's see what we got for sparkles.
Little be sparkle.
DMX sparkles, like the singer.
Touche says, I spy an Easter egg shroom.
It is. Yes. We're calling it a chocolate egg shroom today.
Yes.
Okay, little there you sparkles.
Go. Perfect.
It's beautiful. I don't know how long they last.
They last exactly however long they should.
It looks like it might be forever, actually.
Well, then, there you go.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. So now the next thing, we need some sort of bunny. We're gonna use.
You have bunny ears you could put on like an NPC.
Do I have bunny ears? I mean, I've got NPCs with bunny ears. There's all.
That's not gonna be weird or anything. If you don't have a bunny in your inventory, I'm going to suggest at some point in the future we craft a cyborg bunny on the show.
I can deal with that, I think. All right. Now where should we leave the crab there? Where should we put the bunny? We're gonna put the bunny over here.
Maybe the bunny has his own little floating island, or like oh, you have one of those inflatables that floats in the water, right?
I do have boats.
Like the pool inflatables?
I've got an inflatable octopus.
I mean, you know how I feel about octopus. Oh, that is cool.
He's just gonna hang out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you shouldn't like do anything to him. He's perfect as is. So yeah, never mind.
Yeah, just gonna be a little corner here.
Yeah.
Just doing
Doing his
octopus
octopus thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Just in his octopus garden under the sea. It's a Beatles reference for anybody who wants to know.
Was something about a yellow submarine?
It was like the only song that they let the drummer write, I think, is Octopus Garden Under the Sea. Because he was like, if I remember correctly, the story is that he was on a like a water tour, like, you know, on a boat, and they're like pointing at the coral reefs and stuff. And there was like little glimmering like circles of rocks and stuff underwater, and he's like, what are those? And it's like, oh, it's an octopus garden. They like build like little gardens of they collect rocks and build little spaces for themselves, and he just thought that was a really cute and beautiful thing, so he made a song about it.
As one should.
And then they never let him write a song again.
Somebody asked Lucas, have you watched the movie Tetris yet? It's inspiring for game creators to create something that can make people keep wanting to return to play. Backspace over on YouTube asked that. And yes, I actually was just talking about the Tetris movie yesterday with a group of friends.
I think it's on HBO net right now, isn't it? Or Apple TV?
Apple TV, there you go.
It's because I just finished watching Slow Horses, and at the start of every single episode, it's like Tetris, and I'm like, okay. You like, I love Tetris. I want to watch it. Just let me finish watching this show first.
It is so good. Like, they have this way of incorporating 8-bit art into the filming of the movie itself. It's rare. The scenes are few and far between, but when they happen, they pop and stand out in such a way that you're just like, oh, what is that? That's wonderful. And it is just, oh man, it is a captivating movie to say the least. Like, we were watching it and my wife looks at me and she goes, is Tetris basically like the video game version of Blood Diamonds? And I was like, I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, it's really intense. It's really like how that was developed and released and everything. I mean, it's a wonderful story, but it's like the journey, in certain parts of it, you're just like, what? This is a cutthroat industry.
So, I mean, well, yeah, there were other factors there too.
Very large. The main contributing factor is that it was originally created in communist Russia.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was behind the Iron Curtain, and yeah.
Exactly. Everything developed from there.
That's why they've got, like, you know, was it St. Peter's Cathedral or St. Petersburg's Cathedral or whatever it is in the background when you're playing Tetris?
I can't remember the name of the building, but yeah, that might be it.
It's got all the you know, onion garlic shaped top.
Yeah, the top
minaret kind
houses.
Of things. Yeah. I don't know the technical term for those, but yeah, they've. I remember playing that when I was a kid on the NES and going like, why is this in Russia? Like why? And the Tetris song is like a folk song from that region.
A Russian folk song?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a little bit about the history, like it not in as much detail as I'm guessing the movie shows, but I've read up on it before. I found out so I grew up like not really being able to play video games and stuff. A little bit, but I did have a handheld Tetris. And it wasn't until like last year my mom was like, "Well, I was pretty good at Tetris." Like, my mom said she was pretty good at Tetris. I didn't realize she ever played video games like ever in her life. Basically, like I remember her saying that the dog and duck hunt would make her mad because she like couldn't ever get the duck. like reflexes and aim are just not my mom's thing. And but just at a meal one day, she's like, "Yeah, I was pretty good at Tetris." And I was like, "Who are you?"
Two things real quick. One, my wife, as we were watching the Tetris movie, she informed me that her parents had to get rid of their Nintendo because they almost got divorced because of Tetris, because they were like always like fighting over who got to play next, which I think is amazingly adorable.
Solution is buy another Nintendo.
That's what I said. I was just getting another Nintendo. The next item is, did you know with Duck Hunt, if you plug in a second remote, like a second remote control, that you can actually control where the duck goes?
No.
If you don't have a second remote, it automatically defaults to one player mode, which means the duck just flies around randomly. But if you plug in a second remote, you can actually control it yourself. Welcome to having your mind officially blown on a Saturday morning.
I feel like this is one of those things that a kid in middle school tells you that nobody can prove or disprove because nobody has a second light gun.
It's the instruction manual. It's not a second light gun.
No. I'm just. What do you mean second remote?
Like a control, the regular pad control, like the left, right, up, down, A, B.
What did the light gun plug into?
It plugged into the
player
one slot, and then you would just plug the remote into player 2.
Okay, so most people would have had. You didn't need a second controller. You just needed a controller.
Yeah. You needed a controller, but most people never touched it.
Right.
So if you never touch it, if you never actually activate it, it defaults back to the revert, which is
but
the one.
I stand by what I said. This sounds like the kind of thing a kid in middle school would tell you that everybody's like, no way, and it just spreads like wildfire, like a rumor, and then nobody ever verified it because there was no internet yet.
It's in the instruction manual.
That doesn't change the way that it sounds.
I know. No, I'll completely agree with the way it sounds.
But if you that's what I'm trying to say.
Manual, you can read it, and it says like there's a 2-player mode for it.
We need this tested. I need a NES. Send me an NES HODL, and I will test it for you. I just finished setting up my what used to be my office is now the like den, which is on the second floor, which is kind of weird for a den, but it's we didn't need a fourth bedroom, but we've got our TV, and I had to get a composite mixer. I don't know what the right term is. You feed all the component, sorry, not composite, component, because I want the picture quality to look nice. So I've got the Sega Genesis plugged into the coaxial cable, and then I've got a Wii, a PlayStation 2, and an Xbox 360 all plugged into component, and then it's got like a Roku on HDMI. And so now we've got like the traditional American media room that
hub.
Yeah.
Media hub.
Yeah. It has like physical. It doesn't have any electricity. It doesn't plug into anything. It plugs in TV obviously, but it's just a physical switch. Like it's got 3 buttons on it that switches like which thing. Because I've only got one set of component inputs on the back of the TV, but I feel like I've finally made it as a grown up. I now have a room with a TV and all the video games are plugged in at the same time. That was only for fancy people's houses when I was a kid.
This is the height of luxury.
It is. With my 20-year-old game systems. Over 30 for the Sega Genesis now. So my daughter will be like, "Can I play Sonic?" And I can't find. I have got more Sega Genesis cartridges. I can only find Sonic 2 and Vector Man right now. I know I have Sonic 1 and Sonic 3 and Afterburner 2, I think.
Oh.
The difference between Afterburner and Afterburner 2 is like negligible, but yeah, this is my life now. A nerd, real nerd. All right, so we've gotten very far afield in this tutorial.
We have. So wonderful.
We set up our curio. So what this does is it gives us an item that a player can collect, but it doesn't it doesn't collect it for the other players. Like you collect it, and it's still visible in that location for other players to find it later on. Now we want that to send a message, so we have it sending the collect message, which I'm going to change that just so it doesn't conflict, because I've got some other collectible items on this map. So we're going to change this to
hey Alex,
collect. Yep.
It's the Kremlin. The building in the background on the original Tetris is the Kremlin.
Oh, okay.
In Moscow.
That makes sense.
I've been trying to remember the word for it this entire time.
Isn't the Kremlin next to St. Petersburg Cathedral?
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either.
But you were talking about collecting quest items.
Yeah, so it says collect.egg now. And we are going to add a... Let's add a tile. We're going to add a logic tile. Actually, do we have a logic block for this? Logic... Nope. And we don't need it. Anyway, we can add just a plain logic here. We're going to move it up a bit so it's visible. And this is just going to be the placeholder for our crowd event. So with that crowd event, and we explained this when I showed how like the crab dance worked, the crowd event is going to be activated by the message from collecting the egg. So Meow on YouTube asks, what's the difference between curio and single player collectibles? So if you have a single player collectible on the map and a player picks it up, it gets picked up for all players, meaning that Lucas and I are both playing in a social hub. I pick up an egg and Lucas sees the egg disappear and he can't pick it up.
How dare you? That was my egg.
I'm a monster. I'm sorry. So... so what we want to have happen is use the curio, because then when I pick up the egg, Lucas can kind of see, he can probably see like the sparkles that I picked it up. I'm not positive if he can or not, because I haven't done this before. We're learning together here. I'm pretty sure Lucas can see the sparkles when I pick it up, but then he can also go and pick it up himself. And actually, you know what? I want to make this more complicated. We're gonna spawn this egg, but we're gonna make sure that the egg works in the first place. So we need the synchronized multiplayer crowd event. And it's going to display a title. And why is it showing a... I don't know why it's showing this extra box up here, but okay. Display title. Event title is going to be Easter egg hunt. Message to interact is going to be event start. Total goal is going to be 100's kind of high, because you would need a lot of players to find a lot of eggs in only so much time. So we're gonna set this for 25. Auto progression, we'll say false. We'll let it be failable. Color, let's get kind of like a pastel-y.
So Byverson Art over on Twitch says, with the SP collectible component, everyone will be able to see and collect it. The last time I tested it, Curio was malfunctioning. I solved it with SP component.
It could be that none of this works. Like I said, I haven't tested this out before. um, so were you the question is, were you testing it in multiplayer? Because that makes a big difference. The currently, and this does need to get fixed, but currently there's 3 different possible ways of playing a game in the sandbox, and they all behave slightly differently. If you play on a single player, if you play it in the game editor, it's one way. If you play it in the game maker gallery, it's also going to be different. And if you play it in the game client, which is not released yet for 0.8, it's also going to behave a little bit differently. And we're trying to get those to all converge, but they are different environments. Yes, this is on my personal account, Touche, which has access to everything. At least it should. Is there a reason for that question? So we're gonna see if this works, and we're gonna troubleshoot it if it doesn't. So we're gonna figure it out. I was missing a rabbit. You just sent us a rabbit. Well, I'll need to save and reopen to put a rabbit in there. I actually, because I have a staff account, I can actually grab all the staff assets, so I can probably just go like.
Is Touche saying he just sent you a Rabbids avatar?
Well, I have a Rabbids avatar, but I'm not sure. Maybe he just sent it an asset, a Rabbids asset.
Maybe a rabbit, like RABBIT, and it was just autocorrect, went over to rabbit.
I don't know. It's a zombie rabbit.
Oh, snap.
So I do need to add the Rabbids boat though, because I do own that.
You have a ton of assets. Oh my god, that's the boat from the Alpha Hub. That thing is so cool.
I wonder if I can make it go in a big circle around the island with the bird behavior.
You should, and you can, and you will.
just because I feel like it now. Synchronize.
If you don't.
Bird.
Also, that little orange monster creature you see on all this. What was his name again? You told me at one point.
Tote?
Sandbox orange monster creature that pops up
Tote.
on the screens. Like,
that's his name is Tote. Tote.
Tote. I think Tote's adorable.
We're trying so hard to get rid of him.
Really?
Because he's part of the old branding that we don't use anymore.
Oh, well, Tote's the worst. Get rid of him. Burn that to the ground.
I mean, I'm not trying to get rid of him. I like Tote. I find it funny because it came up this week that that if you delete an asset from the new workspace feature when uploading assets, and then you like go back a page and you'll still see the asset there, and you click on it, it'll come up with an error screen because it's trying to load the asset that you just deleted. And it has him like with his hair on fire kind of look. That's been our error screen for a long time. And somebody was like, get that out of here. Like, he's not supposed to be around anymore. I don't know why.
You should replace that with Wizzy the Orange on fire.
Yes, let's do that. That's a good one.
I mean, you guys are going to be burning some Wizzy the Oranges, so it kind of makes sense.
Oh, he's already burned. Already been burned.
Well, there you go. See?
Yeah,
so
Halloween 2 years ago. Yeah.
Exactly. So it makes perfect sense. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, no. This is not nearly a big enough radius. How big? Where's a legendary asset that has a lot of power? We've totally derailed our
130%. We're out here talking about Duck Hunt and Game Boys and burned wizards, old branding mascots.
I'm trying to find my asset with the most
normal.
Hey,
Saturday.
This one's got 100 power.
Ooh, the Happy Block Bot.
Yeah, I made that.
Did you? I love the Happy Block Bot. It was one of the first assets I actually purchased. I remember if you look at the description for it, it says something about like no door can remain locked for this key or something like that. If I remember correctly.
I don't remember what I was thinking when I read that.
I don't know what you're thinking either, but it sounds amazing, and I was like, I want it.
Not even close. Electromagnetically suspended limbs make this robot super bouncy.
I was way off.
I don't know what you were talking about. Maybe was the hold on.
I'm gonna figure it out. You can't stop me.
No, it's not for that.
It's one of the robots, and I feel like it had something to do with finance.
Oh, I did do a robot for Binance also. I don't remember what it's called though.
So derailed.
Means I need more caffeine to cure the ADHD.
I typed in robot. That did not work.
Android maybe?
Oh, MetaKey bot. That's
okay.
What it was.
Yeah. I did also do that.
An essential companion on any heist, this talented robot is able to unlock any door it encounters.
You can tell I've kind of got a style here.
What? No way.
So yeah, this I don't think I have the Binance one. I wish I did. There's also an FTX one, unfortunately. There weren't a lot of them, but that was the only thing I knew about FTX when that all started. I was like, oh, FTX, I made a robot for them. And then it was like, oh no.
I never made that robot. And it definitely didn't disappear behind the scenes without anybody knowing.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna use this robot maybe as a bird. Let's see. How big it can go. Because it's got the single player stuff still on it. So you got to remove all the single player stuff before you can make it a multiplayer bird. Let's see. Max fly width. Oh yeah, that's big enough. Oh nope. It's actually the same. It's a little bit bigger, but it's still too small. The boat's gonna keep running into the island if I use that. So we're just going to have it bob up and down, or it could still swim in a circle, just a smaller circle.
Yeah, off to the side, and it might get marooned every once in a while.
Oh, that's funny. If you type the end key, things go to the ground, but if it's over water, they go to the ground under the water instead of the surface of the water. Yeah. All right. We're going to reduce that a bit, and I don't know. It's just gonna swirl around a bit. Maybe we'll put an egg on this. In the water. Max height. It's gonna be 0, and it's gonna go up by 0.5 meter. And it's going to go nice and slow. Does this thing have animations? It wants to know what the flying animation is, which is cool. That question didn't used to be there. What's this? The Rabbids ship. I don't think this thing has animations because you can jump around on it.
Jump around?
Jump up, jump up, get down.
Yeah. That's exactly where I was going with that.
Yep.
I'm very happy with you right now. You and me are vibing today. Like, we always vibe, but today it's a little more than normal, and I appreciate that.
All right. So this boat's gonna twirl around in a...
What was that sound? Go home, Captain. You're drunk.
I mean, it's a rabbit's boat. So, I mean...
So absolutely. Oh, wow. That is wonderful. I love it. I really do love it. It's like it's capsized, but not completely yet.
I don't know why it's so tilted.
And now you go, dude, you could do this in such a way that you could actually turn that mast, like the sail, into a hammock. And I can't think of anything comfier.
It's like that naturally and not a behavior.
Okay.
Maybe if I narrow the fly width and increase the speed. What the heck? I wanted it to, you know, spin around a little bit, but fine. We'll go with the platform. Okay. Basic platform. I don't know why. What did we do? We did 0.2 meters at 0.1 speed. Let's do 0.5 meters at 0. Now it should just have a nice little bob to it. That's a little bit too big of a bob. Oh, boy. My face hurts.
That means we're having a good Saturday.
Yeah. It'll have to do, I suppose. It's not the same, but whatever. And why it's... I don't remember putting that egg there. We've got a rogue egg shroom. All right, back to the tutorial. Okay, so we've got the curio item. It's sending out that message. So events start. We're looking for 25 points. Easter egg hunt. Let's edit logic. Make sure we've got all the options here. Everyone in range. Let's do experience. This is gonna start for everybody, whether they're in range or not. Message to cancel. I don't think it doesn't need to cancel. It can just keep going. Auto progression false. UI style. We use default for that. So if you set it to music, I think it uses specific like music note VFX on top of it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move everybody's chat over a little bit. Yeah. You can see it better now. Success message. We don't need a success message, I don't think. But we are going to do a reward VFX. Can we lay eggs? Nope. Okay.
Why
let's do
why
a
would
tray.
you say that and get my hopes up?
No, I was checking. Let's see. What VFX should we use? Area soft air glitter?
Ooh. It's soft.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Sounds pleasant. Apply it to participants. True. VFX duration. Say 60, although it doesn't ever seem to turn off anyway. Emote point source. So instructions are going to be find the chocolate egg shrooms. Source type is message. And the message we want is collect.egg. Each point should be 1. And a duration we'll give
42 seconds.
42 seconds.
I don't know what the duration is. technically
let's
referring
give
to.
a minute. Let's give 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because if there's not a lot of players in the hub, you still want to be able to find enough. All right. So obviously there's not enough eggs here to get them all, but we're going to. Oh yeah, we need to make the event start. So we're going to ask the bunny here. It's going to have an asker behavior. Now this still needs to be synchronized. If you did it with a single player, the message wouldn't send. So single player messages only go to single player receivers, and multiplayer messages only go to multiplayer receivers. There's not really a way to cross those effectively. There might be some kind of hacky ways of doing it, like causing something else to happen that makes other things happen. I feel like there's ways I could get around it that may or may not work. But for all intents and purposes, just use multiplayer behaviors together, use single player behaviors together, and don't try mixing them. So let's see. The behavior is going to get interacted with. We want to be able to trigger this multiple times. Speaker name is Bunny. And will you help me find my eggs? Sure. Or no. Thanks. A1 message sent is going to be not collect egg, event start, and we don't need to worry about the messages for the other questions, other answers, I should say. All right, that should be enough. We do want to add an indicator though. Indicator and display name. We're going to call it egg quest, display interaction to start quest. Linked ID, that doesn't work because we're not using a quest ID. Quest cursor, we can give it a giver indicator. Actually, the quest cursors probably won't work at all. We could make a fake quest. That might work. Egg quest. I don't know if this will work or not. We'll see. But basically, we're not worrying about any of the stuff that's actually in this quest. We're only using this to set up the linked quest ID, which also still seems to not work. Maybe because it's a multiplayer thing, it knows that it doesn't work. Interesting.
Yes, quite.
Oh, no, we just had to click off the bunny and click back onto the bunny so that way the quest would show up in the list. I still don't know if this will work or not. Yeah, I just want that little exclamation point above his head. All right.
Paul, a life made me over on Twitch asks, what does the linked ID do? I know you said we can't use it right now, but what if we could use it? What would it do?
So the linked IDs are what allow the little exclamation points and question marks and targets appear above quest items. So
gotcha. Linked ID is, and it's linked to the quest.
Yeah, so that's why I made the egg, even though we're not using the egg quest rule, I put it in here so that way I could give it a linked quest ID. And
that makes sense.
Because we're using, so the linked quest ID will show giver, objective, and receiver only in certain contexts, right? Because if you're looking for eggs,
which we will be.
But we're not going to use the indicators for the eggs because it's Easter egg hunt. We don't want them to just have a big thing saying, I'm here. Also, if the rule doesn't work correctly, then they might not show up at all. So basically the objective for quests don't show up until the quest is active. So if you put an indicator over a quest item for the objective, it's supposed to have that little target over it, that yellow target icon when you're looking for the item.
Yeah.
If the quest isn't active, if it isn't launched, then it doesn't show the objective, right? And actually, we're gonna requires message for this quest, so it never actually starts, right? And I don't know, we'll add POAP 2 as the message, I guess. Because if I use none as the required message, it will auto launch, right? So what we're doing here is we're making a dummy quest to hopefully force the giver exclamation point to show up. I think the receiver is a question mark. I'm trying to remember. So the linked ID means that this asset, this entity, is looking for what the status of the quest is. So in this case, it's looking for egg quest, and it will use those specific statuses. So it's a little bit confusing because it's like the linked quest ID and it has the giver, objective, and receiver things, but you can set different ones for those. So like the objective for one quest could also be the receiver for another quest.
Okay.
So your objective could be to find Sarah. And you find Sarah.
Sarah finds herself.
But then Sarah is also the giver of a different quest. That activates sometime later on. So the point of this is to create more like in-depth assets that have multiple functions for quests. So if you had a very complicated story-based quest where you have to go back and forth talking to different characters, you could give them multiple types of indicators for different quests without setting up multiple behaviors for them. Which is also good if they're like an NPC that's wandering around. That all their logic will stay together in one bundle.
Okay.
It's a little confusing, but I think it makes sense in practice if you like play around with it enough. All right, so we've got this fake quest that will hopefully give a little exclamation point over the bunny. We talk to him, and then he starts our event. So let's see here. Oh. I don't see the exclamation point over his head. Maybe I didn't do that right. Okay, Easter egg hunt quest starts. And we got to find chocolate eggs. And you can see that timer counting down. And if we go and collect this egg, we should get 1 point. And nothing happened.
But wait, there's more.
All right, so this might be what the person in the chat was talking about.
Iverson art.
Collect egg shroom. Collect message is... Oh, okay, so we had collect message set to everyone in range, so we want it to go to all. And hopefully that fixes that. Let's see. And still did not send the message. I'm not sure where we need... I guess we could send it to a tag on the logic. We'll add a quest tag. Does it affect display interaction too? It does not, I don't think. The display interaction works. It displays all the time. So you need
that's a good question too.
Yeah, you need to like figure out a way to remove that interaction from being possible. Um, Either by swapping it with a different asset. You could use like multiple asset spawners, or you could void out the logic, things like that. In this case, we don't mind if the quest gets restart, I don't think. And we're gonna try editing this logic. Broadcast to specific tags in range. Broadcast range is the size of the whole map. And we're gonna add quest as the tag. And let's see. I should put these things closer together. Okay, so this might not be working because we're testing it in single player, and this is a multiplayer behavior. So let's try fixing that first. So we're going to get rid of that tag. We don't actually need that, apparently. Or at least I don't think we need it. All, and we're going to share this to the gallery. We're going to call this Easter Island.
Obviously.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Okay. It uploaded. We're going to save real quick. We're going to go to the social hub. How about while we're testing this, we drop a giveaway form?
I was just pulling that up. If you want to give me a couple seconds.
Yeah. Oop, I hit save accidentally. And we're just double saving.
I need to redo the form real quick because the one that I have was for the actual underground city giveaway we did the other day. I duplicated the wrong one, so just one moment. Can I just say, I really, really enjoyed exploring that experience with you. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that one. It was really pretty.
Where it was really pretty, but there was just so much to it, and the fact that you saw all the things that I wanted you to. There was parts of it that I saw that you didn't like focus on or talk about, but there was also parts that you saw and focused on that I didn't think about when I was in there. So it was one of the things that the team said. It was like 01A1, I believe.
Yep.
Over on Twitter, they were saying like how much they appreciated like what we saw in the game and how we approached it and like the notes that we took and the things that we focused on, and we saw it from a different angle than they saw it from. And that's just something that's really cool when it comes to game development is you can play these experiences 100, 1,000 times, and somebody will come in and on their first try through your game, they'll see something or take a path that's completely different than anything you ever expected. And that's one of the cool things about this world and this universe is how many different ways these things can be, these potatoes can be skinned, you know?
Yep. Okay, so the thing worked when I tested it in multiplayer.
Nice.
So that hopefully I can't see what other people are seeing on their screen, but hopefully it worked for them as well. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make it so that way starting this event will also spawn the eggs. So that way if we restart the event, it will respawn the eggs. So we're going to make this a preset by clicking this blue block button here. We're going to create new, and it's going to be called egg. Keeping it simple. And we're going to add a little logic donut. Can we preset a logic? I think we can. And this thing is going to be a spawner. Synchronized asset spawner. It's going to spawn a preset of egg. And it's going to spawn it right on top of itself. And it's going to spawn that when it gets the message of event start. So every single time this event starts, it should also spawn the egg. Good night, Cosmogrog. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. And, I suppose you could spawn the eggs infinitely unless we have a way to destroy them. Is there a message on the event starting? I don't think there is. Message to start, message to cancel, auto progression, success message, failed message. Yeah. I'm wondering if I should kill all the eggs.
That sounds more murdery than normal for you.
Hey, sometimes to bake a cake, you need to crack a few eggs. The Seven Summits asks, is Wizzyverse on Alpha Season 4? That is not confirmed yet. We're kind of forging our own path and doing our own things independently of seasons. It is possible that Wizzy content could end up in a season, not necessarily Season 4. We are not currently preparing to be in Season 4.
Okay.
But we are currently building stuff that...
all of the things
that nobody's seen in the sandbox before.
That's a beam.
I wish I could say more, but it's too much.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I wish I could hear more.
I wish I could hear more too. I feel like music would be more.
Oh, I'm definitely going deaf in one of my ears and partially deaf in the other. And yeah, it's fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going deaf, but I've definitely not treated my ears well because I like to have fun. And sometimes fun means
loud music.
Loud music.
I used to do private security, and oftentimes that would have us in very loud nightclubs. And sometimes my clients would be seated right next to these gigantic speakers that were the size, if not much larger than me. And so, yeah.
Wizzy World is a 3x3? No. So, I own several 3x3 areas. Sax, drums, and rock and roll. Sounds like ska music to me.
Yes. Sounds like wonderful ska music.
So yeah, I do have I have some 3x3 areas. I've got a 3x3 estate. I gave the very first land sale, I bought 3x3 1x1s. Like I wasn't able to get an estate. I don't think I could afford an estate, but I could afford 9 single plots, and I bought a 3x3 area because it was the first land sale and nobody knew what was going on. And I gave one of those plots to Joe, but we're holding it together for the council. The council also bought another 3x3 estate, and I have various lands scattered around the map. So, the only Wizzy maps that we're building right now are 1x1s, because we feel that a 1x1 is enough to tell the story that we're trying to tell, and we know how to use the space very effectively. The 1x1 we're working on right now
Yes.
potentially has more content in it than any other experience that's ever been made.
What does that mean, Alex? What does that mean?
It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Is it Snoopy's doghouse?
Yes. Not literally. We're not partnered with Peanuts. The council's not partnered with Peanuts, but Pixowl is, I think.
Wait, seriously?
It's I think so. Either that or it's Animoca Brands.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Cool.
But this is old. Yeah. The company that made the original Sandbox, Pixowl, which is Seb and Arthur's company, made Stoopy's Town Tale.
I'm not surprised that Pixowl is partnered with Peanuts. I'm surprised that Peanuts is partnered with something like a metaverse company.
Well, it wasn't this is... When did this come out?
Oh, so that was... Pixowl wouldn't be considered like a Web3 company? It's like a Web2 one?
I mean, Pixowl is a 10-year-old company.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
They started in 2011.
Yeah, so it changes the mind explosion to just a little mind fart.
It's more like Seb and Arthur have been working with partnership brands for over 10 years now.
Which is, in and of itself, is such an insane skill set, because there are so many major companies and corporations out there that struggle with that very necessary side of business, and you don't see a lot of companies actually like teaming up or branding or going elsewhere with partners. And to see so many partnerships budding and developing in the Sandbox, it's the thing that originally brought me to this world in the first place.
All right, so we got no egg here.
Back to the Easter eggs.
We're gonna start this event. Egg spawns, and this won't... Wait, what?
One.
You know what? All the times that didn't work before, I wonder if it's because the quest hadn't started enough.
What do you mean because the quest hadn't started
like
enough?
I collected the item before the event was ready.
Oh.
Although now I can't collect the second one. Maybe because I already collected it, technically.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm thinking because you've already collected it.
Well, let's make more of these.
Yeah, just strew them about.
We're gonna make this easy on ourselves for now.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds funny.
What does?
The collection sound.
Oh, I can't hear the collection sound. So I was just like, I thought somebody was in the chat saying something, and I was just like, I don't get it. What's going on?
Okay, that completed. We now spread glitter everywhere we go.
Sparkle.
My daughters would be so proud of me right now.
I mean, I'm proud of you, but
I hate glitter.
I was gonna say, I hate glitter too. So yeah.
My wife loves making slime for my kids.
Oh, okay.
Including glitter slime. And two of my least favorite things in the world are glitter and slime. Although they got silly putty, and they were like, it's slime, and I'm like, it's not slime, it's silly putty. Like, silly putty's okay. I don't want
different.
Like, you can have as much. So I will buy you all the silly putty if you never play with slime again.
One of my favorite things in the world when I was growing up was glow in the dark silly putty.
Oh, I had that too. I also had a desk lamp, and I would like stick it to the bulb.
The bulb, so it would glow. Did you ever leave it there for so long that it melted?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely did that. And that stuff burns. I got a really bad scar on my arm for where it dripped onto me and just went just post-apocalyptic.
I do all the cleaning, so, or I used to do all the cleaning. I know, but I still do most of the cleaning. So yeah, it's like, oh, thanks for this slime mess everywhere, and it's glittery too.
And maybe the glitter's just there so it's easier for you to see where to clean up the slime. Maybe that's her being thoughtful.
All right, let's see if we can collect these again. Okay, so we can only collect on the first attempt.
Once the sparkles are there, you can no longer collect them.
Maybe. That's interesting. I don't know why it's like that. I suppose that means it's possible to...
It's already been collected?
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering what happens if I fail. So what happens if we lower the time on this a lot? What if we make this 5 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to restart the quest. Okay, we're running out of time. And... oh. Huh. The ones that we didn't collect are still there, so we did still collect enough. Although we didn't get the VFX. All right, there's some goofy bugs here, but fundamentally this thing still works. So I'm happy enough with it.
Okay.
So we're going to raise the time on this. 120 seconds. That should be enough time for enough people to find these things. And we're going to make a bunch of extra too. We're going to duplicate. So there's enough for a single player to get the event 3 times. I feel like that should be enough.
So Uncle Grumpy says, so glitter bomb present for Alex at the next convention. Noted.
I will actually... I think what I was about to say would have violated Twitch terms of service, so I'm not going to say it. You do not want to do that. Consequences will never be the same.
Oh. So my wife used to have this coworker that was, to avoid violating Twitch terms of service, we will say she was a big jerk. And we had only been dating for about 3 or 4 months at this point. And
the big jerk,
like,
or
I'm
joking.
It was a fair question, though. I should have clarified. But we'd only been dating. Me and my wife had only been dating for about 3 or 4 months at this point, and she was, every night she'd come home and she'd tell me about this big jerk at work. And so finally one day I was just like, you know what? I have a friend who makes these custom-made glitter bomb packages. So I called him up and I was like, how much for your biggest and your best bomb? And we diced out the price, and he literally, you would open the box and there was a fan that would turn on inside the box and it would blow the glitter around. But the thing was it was a vacuum sealed package, and all the glitter had this adhesive sprayed on it so that once it was exposed to oxygen outside of the box, it would start to solidify and stick, but not until it left the actual housing of the package of the box. And you had to like when you would tear the box open,
thinking about it.
Oh my god, it literally got all over her monitors, all over her keyboard.
The big jerk.
Opened it. The big jerk. Yeah, she opened it at her desk at work.
Oh
and it
no.
covered everything. And it also had a little voice box in it that spoke, and it basically said, "You're a jerk, you're a jerk, you're a jerk," as it was spraying glitter everywhere. And I just recently told my wife that was me. This was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Does she still work there?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
No.
Good. I was going to say not anymore.
Not anymore. And that's called love.
What happened? Like, did
the girl flipped out? They did the whole company-wide investigation to try to figure out who sent this thing. But like my buddy said, his company did it from an anonymous source. Like they would ship without a return label or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
I paid him in cash, and it was just one of those things where it was just the perfect crime.
Nice.
And this woman was so angry, and she tried so hard for so long to find out about it. The reason I didn't tell my wife who it was because I was like, if she doesn't know,
deniability.
She doesn't have to lie.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, exactly.
And so for years, this girl, I know it was you. And my wife was like, I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Wow.
Like, I would have liked to have sent one to you, but I don't even know where to get one of those things. So yeah, just recently told her. She's like, I knew it was you. And she gave me a kiss, so I know I did the right thing.
Nice. It's a beautiful story.
I feel like it is. And that's how I won her heart.
Oh boy. All right, so now it's kind of the tedious part here is like hiding the eggs, right? It's more fun finding eggs than hiding eggs. That's not true. I actually like the hiding process, but it is slow because we got 75 eggs to hide here. So
we went up a little bit. We had a few.
Yeah, well, like I said, I wanted to do like 3 times the number needed. So it should be with like 2 or 3 players, you should be able to find them all pretty quickly. Put some of the water here too. So, I don't know. What do we want to chat about while I'm hiding these things? Garnakin says, I kind of hope your wife didn't stand next to the victim when it got open.
No, she wasn't next to her, but it was one of those it was like those office buildings with cubicles, but the walls for the cubicles were all like clear, so you could see what was going on. And my wife had a view of this person's desk from across the office because she would always like stand up and like yell at her from across the office. And it was just like, yeah, she was like just a terrible, terrible person. I mean, she would have made like a really good, like, I don't know, killer ape or something. No, I feel like that's too cool. Like a yippy dog. There you go. The yippy dog your neighbor has that nobody likes.
Okay. Yeah.
She would have made a
like
great
a chihuahua.
Yippy dog. Yeah, yeah. But she made a terrible
Julia's
person.
Not watching, is she?
No, I hope not. But she actually saw this happen in real time. Because the girl, the guy wrapped it up. He would wrap them up like Christmas presents almost. Like he would have this
like, oh, what I get?
Exactly.
You get what you deserved.
On the top of it, it said from your secret admirer.
Oh,
and so she opens it
that
up.
Should have been the hint. It was a trap. Who'd admire?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And she like stands up and she goes, so I don't know if everybody noticed, but my secret and she was like announcing that she got this present to like everyone.
What is she, 9? Like, what?
I'm telling you, she was a bad person. And yeah, and then there was glitter.
I know
everywhere.
you are, but what am I?
She ended up having to use sick time to go home to like change her outfit because she refused to work in like this glitter strewn outfit. So yeah, it was it was fun. My wife came home and she like very animatedly told me all about this, and I just had to sit there and be like, "Mm-hmm. Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
What? Who would do that?" And she just like looked at me and she's like, "This totally seems like something you would do." And I was like,
Like, wait a
"Yeah,
minute.
it does. I wish I had. I mean, she really had it coming, but I don't know what to tell you." I never actually said no, it wasn't me. I just said it
I
does
don't
sound
know
like
what
something.
to
I don't know what to tell you. Just random statements.
Just
that didn't
plausible
make it a
deniability.
lie.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I didn't want her to have to lie about it in front of like her
Sure,
boss
of
or
course,
anything.
right.
So I just, yeah, kept it between me, myself, and my buddy. Okay, I am going to close out the form here in a second. If anybody hasn't filled it out, I will drop the link in the chat one more time. And this is for Wizzy's Enhanced Purple Hat.
So what I'm doing as I place these is I'm hitting the R key to give a random rotation, and I'm hitting end to make sure that they're snapped to the surface of a block.
Oh, okay.
For the most part.
Is that why they're going halfway in?
Yeah, well, it's so because these are spawners and I have it set to go to the 0 point. The origin on the logic blocks is in the center.
Gotcha. That makes I was actually talking to one of my developers about that a couple days ago. There was an asset that we have that the center is not the center.
Yeah. Sometimes you want that, but it depends. Like, you want it to be purposeful, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Garnigan says, I get the feeling that the next Christmas/birthday, someone was very, very suspicious of every gift. And to that, I replied with, I hope, or hopefully. Wait, so every time you're collecting, it says great. Wow, wow.
Cool.
That's wonderful.
Little crowns.
I love that. So encouraging.
Now
you're just showing off.
If so if we set it to be the music one, you can see what it does. Edit logic, maybe? Here we go. So this is with the music setting. They're now a little... It still says great, wow, 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 but see there's like a little music bar up at the top. So it's just it's just a minor difference, but it makes it more like music specific.
Yeah, that's neat. I like that a lot.
My hope is that at some point we'll be able to like set different graphics for it, so it can be a lot more custom.
Different graphics for the notes as they come out.
Well, for all the VFX around it. So we've got all these different VFX, like what it says when you collect things. You should be able to customize those.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So when you collect like an egg, it's like instead of saying "wow," it says "you got an egg."
Right. Would you like an egg in this trying time?
I hear eggs are expensive now. You want one?
I think the price went back down.
Oh, did it?
Because it was like, I feel like it was $8 for a dozen at one point at Walmart, and now it's down to like $2, I think, which feels like not much more than it was before.
I never actually pay for eggs. One of my neighbors, well, my next door neighbor has a boatload of chickens. And I have a
bunch
couple
of chickens in a boat just doing chicken things.
Yep, actually it is. It's an upside down boat, and they turned it into a chicken coop, which is why
I was joking, but okay.
No, I'm being serious. Yeah, they had it. They didn't want to get rid of it. Apparently, it had sentimental value to them. Like the kid or the dad and his father used to go fishing in this boat, and it's no longer usable, so they upcycled it into something else.
Okay.
It's actually kind of a touching story.
Okay.
But I have a couple fruit trees, and I have like a grapefruit tree, and we can never eat all of them. They're always like falling on the ground and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so we just trade back and forth. I give him fruit, he gives me eggs, and so I never actually noticed the price went up.
Man, you could have been a profiteer. So yeah, my best friend, my best man for my wedding, his family has a bunch of chickens, and those are some of the best tasting eggs I've ever had, but he lives like an hour away. It's like kind of far to go for some eggs.
Kind of hard to go for eggs.
Yeah. Like what I would save on eggs, I would pay for in gas, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then still have to go to the grocery store for everything else. So.
Yep, you're going broke saving money.
Yeah. All right. I'm regretting how many of these we have to place.
I was wondering how long it was going to be till I heard that. I was like, that's so many eggs.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
But it was nice for Touche to pop in and see the Easter egg shroom on there.
Okay, we could probably like do with just having half.
Mm.
Gonna get rid of those.
I have now closed that form out, and I am going through it. Okay.
Sorry for the dead air. I'm just like,
do you have music playing or something?
No, because it's in game, so there's no audio in the editor. No, it's just it's not really that it takes a lot of concentration. I'm just like, I don't have anything to talk about. I'm just placing these things here.
Give me a couple seconds, and I will lambast you with conversational topics. Okay. I'm really hoping this person hasn't already won.
Oh. Okay.
Because their answer made me giggle. I'm checking to see if they won yet.
I mean, I suppose if the answer's good enough, we could grant some sort of other reward.
Oh, see, we don't need to, because they haven't won yet. Okay. So on today's form, I asked a question. I said, what is something that makes you happy? And the person who won, their answer was winning giveaways. Congratulations goes over to Backspace over on Twitch and YouTube, because they're watching on both. You have won Wizzy's Enhanced Purple Hat. Wear it with pride, my friend.
Congrats.
Congrats, Backspace.
Isn't there a button to like zoom into the piece that you're clicked on? I don't remember what it is though. Control list.
Hey, we got Half Dork in the chat. That's wonderful.
Hey, Half Dork. Oh, it's not a button on the keyboard, although it should be a button on the keyboard. It's in the hierarchy. You can like press the target button to zoom in, but without it being highlighted, I'm not going to know which one it is. Oh well. All right. Let's see. We should put at least one of these in the secret underground cave.
I mean, at least. Yes. What secret underground? There's no secret underground cave. We don't know anything about a secret underground cave.
Nope. You saw nothing.
You saw nothing. You know nothing. You heard nothing. If you know what's good for you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, and I'm going to reduce the number needed to 10 or 15. Because with multiplayer, there's going to be multiple people playing. Because there were like 5 people in here as soon as I published it. Wait, where's the rabbit logic? Here it is.
Afterwork says, I 100% want hierarchy to be a keybind. Was something I used the Discord suggest form for.
To slide out the menu, having a keybind. I mean, I think all the features should have a key binding. I think that's just good practice because I tend to, as a very visual person, I tend to forget that there are key binding for things, and I just click the button because I can see the button. But I do find key bindings useful, especially for harder to locate items visually. All right, that should be enough. Let's make sure that we can complete this solo. We got an egg. Another egg. Another egg. Cool. I didn't even need to go swimming down to all the underwater ones. I was able to complete it.
So you got them all figured out, or you got them all collected?
I got them all collected. There are ones deep in the water that you can get, but you don't have to. But if you're having trouble finding any of them on the surface, there are more. All right, so we can now go zoom into our little bunny friend here. And save. As far so Clever Whatever Studios, is there a reverse water block placement key that works the opposite of the right control mouse click for filling in blocks? Well, there might be, but given the fact that I went over a year without knowing that the right click, right control, mouse click filling in block feature even existed, I don't know what it is, if it does exist.
So one thing, shout out to Clever Whatever. I've seen some of the work that is Phil for the win and Mandy Wayward that are Clever Whatever, and they have put out some incredible stuff. I was able to Wayward Escapades showed me a few of the assets and some of the things they're working on the other day, and I was really impressed. They have a very Mad Balls, Garbage Pail Kids style and feel to their stuff, and it is all next level, fun, clever, unique. I'm really happy to see them here because I really wanted to talk about them.
We like Mandy and Phil.
Yeah, they're super duper rad. Incredibly talented human beings.
Are we allowed to use names? I mean, Phil for the win, it's pretty obvious, but.
Well, Wayward Escapades, her name on Twitter is Mandy Wayward.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I get
not trying to dox anyone.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty good.
Boogers and barf. Sorry, you were saying?
I'm usually pretty good about the not doxing, but you know, it happens. That's not my thumbnail. I made this nice thumbnail and it's like, no. Okay, there it goes. It's just being weird with loading. But I am happy with the framing on this thumbnail. All right, let's see if this collection quest works.
Let's see. I'm excited. The anticipation is killing me. Hey, Ian, the IT guy. Oh, people really did just log in immediately upon you launching it, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they could have logged in before I was in. But I'm not sure if I would see them or not. Like, I don't know. Okay, it says there's one instance of this, but I think instances are based on version. So, like, I don't think it's possible to connect to a different version of the same map. So, like, if there was already an instance running with players from the last version that was published, and then I go to log in, I don't think it would put me in the same map as them. I think it counts it as a different experience and a different instance. So if you're already in the social hub and you don't see me running around, maybe try disconnecting and reconnecting. And then you can help us with the egg quest.
I love how you set up dancing right next to the boombox.
What? How did? What?
How? What? Why 4?
I crashed it.
As you do.
I don't.
You know, back in the day, they used to give people like names based off of their feats and achievements.
Am I crashing?
I was gonna say Alex, the Destroyer of Worlds. I mean,
I know
that's kind of already has that, but there's got to be a different version that's not copyrighted. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not opening. I just wanted to see. If it would work. So I'm sorry. Nobody in this stream team here is helping with the tickets, whether on like Discord or the website or anything. So Lucas is not Sandbox staff. Lucas is an ambassador our ambassador program. So like he helps answer questions when he can on Twitter or Discord, and helps with streaming and announcements and stuff. But Lucas is not responsible for any official Sandbox communications. And then I am staff, but I'm an artist. So when it comes to like wallet stuff not working or claims not being available or prizes being sent out, that's not a thing that I work with. So I do appreciate that there has been frustration with claim issues and things not showing up on the accounts. I know that there are people behind the scenes working every week to try to fix those issues. Some things are not automatic. Some things require manual, like looking through like what's been claimed and what hasn't been claimed. So it can take a long time.
Yeah.
But I we can't really help you at all from this stream with that stuff. So
we would like to. It's just it's not possible. We don't have access to the information. We can ask questions afterwards, but it's not something we're going to be able to give you instantaneous feedback on.
There was somebody there was a question from last stream was whether people can use the music for their the game music for their streams, and I don't have an answer for that yet. But okay. I'm still looking for the answer.
Okay.
So hopefully it's a yes, but I don't know. Definitely. So I would say that since you can stream playing in the sandbox, as long as you're doing a sandbox related stream, I would think using the music from it would be okay. But again, it's not. I need an official answer on that, which I do not have.
Meowl over on YouTube asks an interesting question. They said, I noticed that the position of gravity objects is not synchronized in multiplayer, which causes players to see different outcomes. Do we have an option in future to make it consistent for all players? I believe the answer would be absolutely yes, but Alex?
Well, I mean, would it be possible in the future? Sure, like basically anything can be possible in the future. Whether it's being worked on right now, I'm not sure. The reason for the different outcomes is there's a couple different reasons. First one is that in multiplayer, not all players are connected at the same time. So player A connects and kicks a ball. Player B connects, and does the ball show up where it shows up for player A, or does it show up in the default location when the map starts? Well, currently it shows up in the default location. So now player A sees the ball that they kicked over to wherever they kicked it, and player B sees the ball in the default position. And then player B kicks it, and now the ball is in 2 different positions. And then player C connects, and now the ball is in 3 positions. So basically the ball's gravity is simulated on your local machine. The other reason, it's really the same reason, it's just because gravity is only simulated locally, but the other reason why it will show up in different positions is even if player A and B connect at the same time and neither of them had kicked the ball until they're both in the server, the exact position of a player could be off by some minor decimal amount. Because of server latency and packet loss and like all sorts of reasons. So like your exact location may not line up perfectly from your machine to somebody else's machine. And as well as the exact timing. So player A moving, or we'll say player 1 moving from point A to point B, just because I want to say point A and I didn't want to say player A moving from point 1 to point 2. It just sounds weird. So player 1 moving from point A to point B, you are pressing the W key, you're running, you press jump, and you see a very specific, you and your computer see that happen a very specific way. But once that data gets compressed and uploaded to a server and then downloaded to somebody else's computer, and they see you... Yes, I'm talking about desync. But are you the person who asked the question? No, you're not. So nope. I can't just say desync because people won't know what that is. So once that gets uploaded to the server and downloaded to somebody else's computer, they may see it very slightly different. And because the ball is being simulated on the client computer for each client, player 1 and player 2, that slight difference in player movement when player 1 kicks the ball, player 1 will see the ball end up going one way while player 2 sees the ball go slightly a different way. And currently the physics items are not being synchronized to the server at all, as far as I know. So what we see in 0.7 is that causes weird moving collision errors, where like you could stand on an object that has gravity, but for player 2 that object has been moved, so they see you standing in the air and their client says, well, they're not standing on anything, they should fall to the ground. But you're still standing in the air because on your computer you're standing on top of something. But on their computer you're not standing on anything. So they see they see this like bouncing because the client keeps going, gravity, make them fall. And wait, they're still in the air, make them fall. Wait, they're still in the air, make them fall. Wait, they're still in the air, make them fall. And so that's why you might see on 0.7, if somebody didn't set up the collisions correctly for their game, you would see that weird vibration of a person. Or you could even see it yourself for when you're playing, because if you on 0.7, if you collect an object that has physics on it in multiplayer, and then you run up to that same spot, like according to your computer, there's no collision in that spot. But according to the server, there is, because that object is still there on the server. So that's why we can't have doors and disappearing walls on 0.7 multiplayer. So we have now synchronized doors and moving platforms and birds. So those items all do synchronize their position. Which makes me wonder if you were to make a ball with physics, with gravity, and give it a door behavior, or like a bird, to give it some sort of moving behavior where it would synchronize its position on the server. Or it would synchronize its collision. I don't know if it would change its position. You might be able to trick the server into updating the position to be the same on all clients if you were to like make it a walking NPC. Actually, we don't have a multiplayer walking NPC. Now I'm curious. And again, it's the thing that's hard to test unless you have multiple people playing and you can see all the screens at the same time. But yeah, that's the reason why gravity is complicated on objects in multiplayer. It's just because it's desynchronized. That the server and the clients are not looking at the same information all the time. So if we grab our D20. What was the... Do I not have one? What was the D20 called for the tokens of friendship?
Tokens of friendship, something wrong D20, or but wonky or cheaty or
loaded dice. Maybe, oh, do I not own any? Oh, I might have sent them all to the
How dare.
Rigged. It is rigged, isn't it?
There you go.
I still don't have it. It is a rigged D20. I think I sent mine to the council.
Makes sense.
Account, yeah. Does not seem that I have any.
Do you need one? I can send you one.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna. That's an object that is very round, so it kind of rolls. I got a disco ball.
Ooh, I love disco balls. I actually have a couple hanging on my Christmas tree, which is still up. But to be fair, it's been up for 4 years now, so I don't think it's coming down anytime soon.
Synchronized. So we got the actor property. So what if we made this a bird and we put the fly speed really low? We put all this information as slow as it goes.
Hey, Alex, do you by any chance know what studio is responsible for Fist of the North Star?
I do not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't either. Let me see if I can find that out real quick. Give me a moment, chat.
So the ball's actually it's bouncing around because it's doing the bird orbit while also having physics
Not.
on.
That's wonderful. It looks like some alien probe that got shot out of the sky, and it's no longer functioning properly.
Let's try it with a moving platform. So previously, when you would do something like this with a moving platform, it would always take itself back to its original location. Which is probably why I'm having a hard time pushing it right now.
Uncle Grumpy says, back in the day when I was deployed, we got there shortly before Thanksgiving, so we put up a Christmas tree. My senior chief kept telling me that Christmas was over after New Year's and to take it down. But we didn't want to, so we just decorated it for the current holidays. And that's wonderful. I whenever we go out, I don't like buying Christmas ornaments because I feel like A, they're overpriced, and B, there's something about them where they just feel cheap, you know? But what I do love buying is those vinyl or like steel copper like keychains. And so I'll buy those when we go out if I see something that I like. And then when we get home, I don't need a keychain for my I don't like having a keychain on my keys actually. It for some reason really bothers me. And so I just hang them on the Christmas tree. So my Christmas tree has like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, My Hero Academia, Spawn, Incredible Hulk, like all these random keychains that I've found around the world. And instead of using them for key rings, I put them on as Christmas ornaments, and I love them.
I like that idea. I usually keep like a key on a chain until the keychain starts to fall apart. So I have a bunch of keychains that I haven't used yet because I'm waiting for the other ones to fall apart. So I like had the Blink 182 bunny logo forever on a keychain until it just like looked so nasty and was falling apart. I had a NES controller keychain for a long time.
Nice. Very cool.
But I've also been using keychains for other stuff. So like my ledgers have a Cell X raccoon made by Bunny, one of our lead artists.
Oh, that's cool.
The keys for my office. So for those of you who've been around long enough, you'll recognize that I used to have a fox avatar on Twitter and stuff, and my website's voxelfox.shop. So my key for my office is actually a fox key, like because you can get those like printed keys from Walmart or wherever you get your keys made. So my key for that has a fox graphic on it, and then it's got a rubber duck, one of the Alpha Hub rubber duck, as like this, but a keychain.
Nice.
So that's my office keys. What I don't remember what I have on my on my car keys right now.
I just always use a instead of a keychain, I use one of those a carabiner, but I'll use like structural grade, like one that you could actually use for climbing, so they can hold up to like 400 pounds, which is tons of overkill because my keys will never be that weighty. But I figure if I ever need a carabiner for
in case you're ever 400 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, I weigh a good 200 pounds, so 2 of me.
There you go.
That's about right.
Yeah. So if you ever encounter your evil twin, and you both
all of my twins will always be evil.
If you fall over a cliff, then the two of you will
have to work together to survive.
Yeah, but your weight will be held by that. You got booted. Well, I just pushed the update. And it's got the physics ball in there, so we'll see what happens. The upload kicked you out. Whoa, I lost focus. Hello.
Oh, I thought you meant because of ADD. No, you mean like literally on the camera.
No, that's every minute.
Jazzy's saying the same thing.
Okay.
In the experience, that's when you shared it again, it kicked it out.
It used to not kick people out.
Yeah.
It used to let you run around in there until the next time you reloaded.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess it's good to get kicked out because then it forces people to play the new version of your experience, but that also means that means other things. So I'm curious if I kick this ball around. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's probably not going to work synchronized wise because well, it might just be a little buggy. I'm curious, when people load in, are they going to be able to see this ball over here, or is it going to be on the other side of the map for them? And so what I can do, I don't have to wait to see if this is the case for other people. I can disconnect and come back. And it will, if I load in and the ball's in the same position, that means that it works. I may be figuring out a hack right now. Or it won't work. We'll see.
Hacker.
It worked! It worked! Yes. Woohoo!
What?
So, okay. Now the question is this the case for everybody? Or, I mean, for every kind of behavior, or just if I use the door behavior? So, like, I could make, like, a soccer game now with, like, logic for the goals and everything.
Well, Touche's in there right now, it looks like, with his mad ball, and it seems like he's going where the ball is, so it seems like he can see it as well in the area that you're in. So, yep, he's pushing it around.
He said you're all in a different instance, so that's interesting.
Well, you, Touche, and Jazzwolf are all in this instance. Why don't you see what instance you're in and see if they can join you?
144039 /join 144039.
I dropped the instance in the chat if people want to try to. Oh, so did Alex.
It crashed. It hates me.
It doesn't hate you. You're just too much for it. It senses the superior intellect and is just like, you know what?
But at least I know. I'm pretty sure it's not the ball that was causing the crash, because that item wasn't there the first time we had the crash. I'm actually curious. Yeah. And it didn't crash the whole program. It just kicked me from the server. So I'm wondering, actually, what causes that. Let's see. Let's take a look at the log file here. Alex Crasher of instances.
See? I'm saying that could be That could be a thing. Like maybe we get that on your driver's license or something.
I mean, there's been, I know there's been some server difficulties, so this may be totally unrelated to what we're doing.
Now, the log you're looking at right now, is this something that everyone has access to, or is this just because you have admin access?
No, this is on your computer every single time you play.
Okay. Is this for all programs or specifically the Sandbox?
This is for the Sandbox. So
Okay.
if you go to your user account, so like my user is called computer because the people who built my computer called the user computer, and even if I change that, it doesn't change the folder name. It's really annoying. There's like a whole process to change it, and it's sketchy as heck. So I would just like forget it. I'll let my user be called computer. App data might be hidden depending on your system settings. So you do have to like say like reveal hidden folders. Local low, TSP gaming, the Sandbox Maker. This is the folder that like all temporary files get stored in and stuff. So like if you're having trouble with your assets, you can actually delete this client world folder and it will flush your entire cache. And it means the next time you start up, it's going to take a real long time to load because it's going to re-download all the assets you just deleted. But if you are having issues with an asset that's like not seeming to update, deleting that folder can fix that. Like you can just delete this whole folder, the Sandbox Maker and the Sandbox, which this is for the game client. You can just delete these folders at any time, and the next time you go to start the program, all this stuff will re-download. So like I said, it'll take longer to start up, but it will give you like a fresh slate. You'll notice that like if I look at the size of this folder, is over 6 gigabytes. Because of all the assets that it's downloaded from me editing games. When you download the Sandbox Game Maker or the game client, it's only like 500 megabytes. It's because all these assets download like while playing and while editing stuff. So, you know, those folders get bigger. So if you're trying to like clean up some space on your computer, you could try flushing that cache also. But yeah, so this is the player.log. Most of these errors are gonna, or most of the stuff in this log, like you can see, this is a really long document. Well, actually, you can't see. This is the little handlebar that shows you how much of the document I'm looking at right now.
Oh my.
A lot, yeah. And this is just, this file gets restarted every single time you launch the Game Maker. So this is just constantly going the whole time. This file is actually currently getting edited by the Game Maker running. There might not be anything happening in the log right now, but if I was to like, it's going to ask
run around and do stuff, it would edit or log that.
Yeah, so like if I open this right now, takes a second. Let's say I like go to edit a file, and then I go to exit this. Well, okay, I guess it doesn't do it through Notepad, but in another code editor program, I have Notepad++, it'll go like, hey, this document updated. Are you sure you don't want to save? Because the log is actively adding more stuff to it. But anyway, now that I've launched this, the error might not be there anymore. We'll see. I use this to help me find when certain assets are causing crashes. Like it'll tell me, it'll let me know if there's like a specific entity that's like not loading correctly or something.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time when people are like having problems with oh, somebody's changing the time.
How is somebody changing the time?
There's a switch on the house.
Oh, gotcha. Clever whatever says that log file is helpful to locate specific asset issues, like you were saying. You took the words right out of their mouth. And Escape Room Artist says, that's huge. Thank you so much.
Crashed again. So, we're gonna try one more time. I just want to see if the Easter egg hunt works. That was the whole point of this thing.
I forgot why we were doing this. I'm not gonna lie. My brain's off on instances and multiplayer things. Yeah, no, we're talking about egg hunt.
We joined the other instance, and the ball's not there, so it means that somebody has been kicking it around. All right, quick, let's do the Easter egg hunt. Or wait, oh, that's where the ball starts. Never mind. Sure, let's find eggs. Let's go, 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 go. Find some eggs, people. Find some eggs. Gather eggs, gather eggs. I want to see that number go up.
Oh, a bit.
Oh, yep. It went up without me doing anything. Hey, other people are finding eggs. Yay, it's working. It's working. It's working. Awesome. Don't crash.
You're a terrible swimmer.
I know. I have a hard time swimming down. Like, you have to, like, not be moving forwards. You have to stop and then... Oh, I guess I already collected that one.
You did.
You can crawl underwater when it's only 1 meter deep.
So many possibilities.
I mean, I laugh, but I do actually do this at the beach sometimes.
Who
hey,
doesn't?
We've got the VFX. We are all glittery, glowy. It's beautiful. Yay.
Oh. Pop, pop. Wait, so you opened the Easter egg hunt back up again?
Yeah, I wanted to see if it could be done again. And there it goes. I see the numbers going up. There's more people collecting more eggs. So, like, I can't collect the same egg more than once. I'm not sure why that is. But I can start the quest again. I can contribute to it by collecting eggs that I had not collected before. And it completed again. Oh, somebody else started it again. And I see it getting completed, so there we go. It's working. Just the way it's supposed to. Awesome.
Lauren Souls asking, refresh items on trigger and option, question mark. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I thought you might be able to put some context to it.
I mean, that isn't a... you could... Are you talking about spawning the eggs? Can't pick the eggs twice. Yeah, they do respawn, but they, for whatever reason, they are not collectible the second time they spawn. I don't know why.
Clever whatever says you could have an asset spawner with a preset.
That's what we have.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That was the earlier part of the tutorial. Yeah. That's tutorial right. Where I learned how to do it.
The logic donuts everywhere. I remember now. Yeah. Are they set to curio? Yes, they are.
Yes. Were you here at the start?
Clever whatever was not. I believe that's Phil from Clever Whatever.
All right.
And yeah, they missed the beginning of the stream.
Okay. Yes. So this stream was specifically to showcase the curio behavior and a group collection, crowd event collection quest. So yeah.
What is curio short for?
Curiosity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. You say also
Like
what?
like a curio shop is a bunch of knickknacks.
Okay.
So like, you know, some old lady who's probably actually a witch, a bunch of like knickknacks and like, you know, a jar of like pig brains and a like cursed snow globe and
a monkey's paw.
Yeah, exactly.
An old brass lamp, you know, the
Right,
huge.
exactly.
The reason I asked is because when I was a kid, there was a curio shop down the street from our house, and I remember asking my dad what that meant when I was a kid. He was like, "It means junk." So this whole time, I thought curio meant junk, and I now realize he was just being, get off my lawn about it, and it doesn't actually mean junk. That's just what he was saying it meant.
Yeah,
and now it makes more sense.
I've never looked this up, but I'm guessing that a curio shop is short for curiosity shop. So you are welcome to Google that and let me know.
Doing it right now.
So, okay. So for the sake of Phil and for everybody else watching, we can do a quick recap because we went on a lot of tangents.
Quite a few.
This was a very ADHD stream today.
It was wonderful.
We had a lot of fun, but we will do a quick recap of how we set this up because anybody could set this up. So after I have fun running around for a second here.
The definition for curio has the phrase bric-a-brac in it. So this is the best thing ever. It's a curious or unusual object of art or a piece of bric-a-brac. Now I got to know what bric-a-brac means.
The weird pieces of junk you get at a curio shop.
That's basically the definition. Small, unusually ornamental objects valued for their antiquity, rarity, originality, or sentimental associations. Usually junk.
So,
I have that last part.
Did they say what the origin of the word curio is? Does it originate with the word curiosity?
Yes, it does seem like the origin for it was curiosity, oddment, peculiarity, rarity, oddity. Yeah.
Jazzwolf says the ball gets stuck in the water, though. Well, I mean, yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much. Here, we can... oh, it's so cool to swim with, like, multiple people having trails.
I want to see. Oh, wow. What does that remind me of? It reminds me of some superhero duo.
It reminds me of the rockets in, like, Gundam and stuff. There's a specific animator who's... I was watching like an hour-long compilation of anime that have used that effect with Conrad and Joe one time, and it was just there's a specific animator who became famous for that, and so the actual act of doing that is named after that animator, and I can't remember what his name is, but it's just like when there's 1,000 rockets through the airs with trails going after each other. Anyway, what we can do to fix it will require everybody getting off my lawn. We're gonna kick you all out real quick here. But first, I'm gonna. Well, no, we'll republish and then we'll jump in and test it.
Yeah.
So if I make the object pickable, you should be able to grab the ball and carry it back out of the water. So we're gonna select the ball. Disco ball. And we're gonna add component synchronized pickable. It's blocked by being a door. Actually, having it be pickable would probably synchronize it also, I would think. So if we take the door off and just add pickable, because it's multiplayer pickable, it should also be synchronized, I think. We'll see. We're going to share it like this. All right, sorry for the kick, everybody, but maybe it'll be more fun with the ball now. The VFX also seem to be permanent too, no matter how long they are set to. Yes, that is. We noticed that bug before. I don't know why, but
Ooh, look at their comment from before that. It starts with the one weird thing.
It was only showing within 8 to 10 blocks of the quest giver in a 2x2, but worked fine on a 1x1.
Interesting.
I don't. Oh, there's a message before that. We set up group quests for Pixelton last week, so I've got my head wrapped around the logic. Lots of cool potential. Okay, when you say group quests, you are saying crowd events, right? Because
I believe so. Yes.
Because the quest rules, as far as I know, do not work correctly in multiplayer.
9A, 7A says, it's a sad world when we can't pick up doors and carry them around with us wherever we go.
Okay, crowd events. So, quest distance, it was only showing up within 8 to 10 blocks of the quest giver in a 2x2, but we're fine. So, I seem to remember Touche or somebody making note about the size of or the distance, there being like a max distance that messages could go over in some context, and I don't remember the extent of what the report was. Yeah, you can set custom distances for those, like what we have right here. So if you hit edit logic, event target is experience, so we have it go to the whole experience instead of everyone in range. Although you could set it in range and then you can set what the range is. So maybe I don't want to make anybody sound dumb. I'm saying this because I've made this mistake. I have forgotten to change the distance on things before, and then I've been like, why can't I see that thing? And it's because I changed the distance on one asset and not on the other. So I would double check like what the event radius is on those. Half Dork says 100 appears to be the max for most components and behaviors from the slider unless there is an input section. Yeah. All right. What was the other? There was something else I was thinking of besides the disco ball.
Eggs?
Oh, I was I was gonna explain like the whole setup here, the whole process. No distractions. This is the quick tutorial part. So, what we made was a bunny that is an asker. Also, the rules thing totally didn't work, so we can turn that off. It gets no quest related IDs. No quest cursors. All right. So, we've got a bunny with the multiplayer asker behavior. You interact with it. Asks if you want help find any eggs. Answer 1 is sure, which sends the message event.start. This logic donut over here is looking for event.start to begin a multiplayer crowd event behavior. It displays the title Easter Egg Hunt with a total point goal of 15 points has a nice pastel pink color, as is appropriate for the season. And rewards with area soft air glitter as the reward VFX for 60 seconds. It does seem that the glitter does work for the time. Like the trails last forever, but the VFX duration for the glitter, it does actually seem to go away. The emote point source is not an emote at all. It says, find the chocolate egg shrooms. And it is looking for the message collect.egg, for which you get 1 point each time the message is said over the course of 2 minutes or 120 seconds. And this event, if you click Edit Logic, we have it set to event target experience. So it affects all players, no matter how far away they are from the bunny. Next, and this is actually the first thing that we did, we made our preset egg. So if we go to our presets here, we can see that we've got this egg saved. We can place it there to see what it does. So this egg is the multiplayer curio behavior. Displays the name chocolate egg shroom, and each time you grab it, you collect one. If you hit Edit Logic, you can see that it plays a treasure found sound effect and sends the message collect.egg, which is what our crowd event behavior is looking for. It broadcasts to all and gives a VFX of sparkles around the base of the egg after it is collected. We made a preset of that, and then we made logic donut asset spawners. So these use the multiplayer asset spawner behavior, spawn with an offset of 0, so they go exactly to the intersection of these 3 axes. It's set to use preset of egg. And we also have message required event.start. So when we talk to that bunny and say, sure, that we'll help find the eggs, it sends that event start message to activate the logic for the crowd event and also spawn the eggs around the map. And that's it. That's the whole shebang. And then we hid the egg spawners all over the place. That was it.
75 of them?
No, not 75. Like, I started hiding 75 and I got fed up with that pretty quickly.
So how many did we end up hiding?
There's probably about 30 or so.
Okay.
And we're only requiring 15, and this is a multiplayer event. So if you just stand there, it's likely that the other players, if you're playing with 5 other players, and they each find 3 eggs in less than 2 minutes, then you've completed the quest and you get the VFX. So it's pretty easy. But can you drive the cigar boat? No, not yet.
Obviously you can in real life. Driving boats isn't hard. It's just, not crashing into other boats that's hard.
Yeah. It's not like you need to have a bunch of money to buy one of these. You just grab it off the dock. That's the way boats work.
That's what they're there for. That's what docks are for.
That's what I've learned from movies, is that the boats are just there, and you just jump in and drive away with them, and nobody has a problem with that.
Like the take a penny, leave a penny thing at Circle K.
As long as you bring another boat back.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be the same boat.
No, it doesn't. It just needs to be about the same size.
Big sarcasm banner above here. Do not steal anybody's boats, please.
We are not condoning theft of any aquatic utensils. Vehicles. Wow, I am fried.
Is this a spoon or a knife?
I don't even know anymore. Oh man.
It's Grand Theft Auto. Would it be Grand Theft Auto?
Auto?
Grand Boat Auto? Wait, what? Grand
Theft
Aqua?
I got nothing.
Can't log in, stuck at loading, common VFX. So I've gotten stuck there before. I think the way I solved that was stopping, getting lunch, and then coming back, and then it worked. Sometimes That's what does it. Yeah. Sometimes there's server updates going on, or things going on in the world that causes loading to slow down. I don't have great answers for that, but okay. The logic was set to a limited range. Dope, you solved my problem. I owe you some mouth-tingling pufferfish bites next time I see you IRL. No, I've had okay, as long as they don't taste like cleaner, right? when the stream team was all in New York City for NFT NYC last year, we got to meet Phil and Mandy in New York, which was great. They were a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And we went to a Chinese restaurant with them, and we ordered a bunch of things. But one of the things we ordered was jellyfish chicken stew or something. It had a good amount of broth, but it was a plate. I love American Chinese food, General Tso's. I could live off of, but the thing that was on this plate was really weird looking, and
it was more membrane than meat.
Yeah. So yeah, I had big chunks of jellyfish that were they were very snappy when you bite into them. They're like it imagine like Jello, but it like cracks like styrofoam. Like when you break a styrofoam cup, it had that kind of snap to it. So yeah, just imagine like gelatin packing peanuts. And then it would make your mouth numb. The numbing was fine. I didn't mind that. That was like, oh, it actually felt like being really drunk. Like not mentally, but the numbness felt like either getting Novocaine at the dentist or having way too much alcohol. Is just like was all numb. Which was fine. I didn't mind that. That was kind of fun. The flavor of this chicken and jellyfish concoction was, to me, tasted the way highly chemically cleaners smell. I mean, like, everything is chemicals. That's why whenever somebody goes like, oh, it's got chemicals in it, I'm like, literally everything is chemicals. If it's not energy, it's chemicals. Like, rocks are chemicals, I'm chemicals, you're chemicals, my computer's chemicals. It's all chemicals. But
hopes and dreams, thank you very much.
It's actually okay. I guess elements don't count as chemicals, right? Chemicals have to be multiple elements, I think. I don't remember if that's part of the definition or not. But anyway, most of everything is chemicals. But you know what I mean when I say like a chemical cleaner, though, right? Like, like worse smelling than bleach and vinegar, like that really like just acrid aroma that cleaners sometimes have. That's what this chicken jellyfish stuff tasted like. It was really weird and really off-putting. So Panda liked it. And I was like, you can have as much of that as you want. I tried a bit. I got the experience. I had the numbness. That was fun, but the taste was not. I just spent the rest of the night eating very spicy stuff. And it's like coming out of dinner. It's like, wait, it's like combining going out to dinner with a dental appointment, basically. Yeah, you did a great job of selling it. Yeah. LOL. Yeah, no, I would not recommend this food to anybody. Like, the restaurant was great.
I would recommend eating it once in your life. Just experience it, because it's strange, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
but it's not like something I'm going to go back and order a million times ever.
If you like the flavor of Windex, sure. Like, just
I definitely like the smell of gasoline.
I don't mind the smell of gasoline. I do like the smell of Windex too, but no, it tasted wrong. I don't know what the flavor was. It just tasted wrong to me.
That's fair.
But, yeah. Wait, Panda likes to lick people. What?
It's a D&D thing.
Oh, okay.
Her D&D characters always licking things, and so far it's been incredibly detrimental to her in every single aspect. But there was one time when it came in very useful to me. I'm an artificer, and it showed me that the item contained electricity because she got electrocuted when she licked it. I was like, oh, that's helpful information to have. Thank you very much.
I've spent a good amount of time hanging out with Panda in real life, and I've never seen her lick anything. So I was wondering where that was coming from.
Yeah, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, 100%.
A little Novocaine with that ice cream sundae, sir? Yeah, sure, right? Yeah, a little Novocaine.
I would eat that sundae. I would eat that sundae.
It would be lidocaine, I think, right? Like Novocaine, people say Novocaine, but it's not actually Novocaine anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. I think it's lidocaine. But people just they got used to saying Novocaine, so that's the term that everybody still uses, but I think it's not been generally used for a long time. She licked frozen lampposts. Definitely don't do that. That's a bad idea. All right, let's I want to see. We did our tutorial recap, and I think that went successfully. I think you could clip that. It would be less than a minute long, maybe edit it a little bit, be even shorter. Let's make a YouTube short out of that.
2.5 hours later, a minute clip.
You two are both national treasures, but all this licking talk and I'm out.
Bye, Phil.
Have a good one. Don't let the door lick you on the way out.
Please, seriously, because if that happens, that means it's not a door, it's a mimic, and you're done for.
Speaking of mimics, as long as my daughter was feeling well enough to go visit her great-grandmother today, my wife and I are going to go see D&D tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to get one of those dice popcorn containers, which some people have flipped upside down and said are definitely a mimic. All right. Where is
the bunny?
The ball.
Did somebody kick it into the water?
Maybe. Oh, there it is.
Where is it? Yeah, see?
All right, I am able to grab it. So somebody kicked it over here. Jazzwolf, can you see that? Can you grab that? Ha!
Nice.
So now somebody can kind of be a troll and can like steal the ball, basically. There may be
go home.
There may or like drop it out of the world. Do that.
Oh, what happened? Oh, yeet.
It's still going. It's gonna
still going.
It's gonna keep going.
When does it stop?
Woo! It doesn't. It just keeps going.
All of a sudden, it lands in one of my plots, and I'm like, "What is this thing?"
That would be awesome. It would be a bad thing, but it would also be awesome and hilarious and creepy. Just all of a sudden, some eldritch monster from another game just plops into your world. This is the start of Cloverfield.
This is how it begins.
So eventually, unless there's some error correction going on, that ball may eventually be at a coordinate so big of a number that it causes the server to crash. I'm hoping that there's some sort of way to make that not happen already in place.
Once again, Alex, the destroyer of instances.
So what I could do is I could make somebody that you talk to that resets the ball. And that might be the way to solve a troll running away with it. But then a troll could also respawn the ball when you try to grab it to play with it at all. So kind of the solution is to have that respawn option in there, but put a time delay on it.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's not really too many effective ways to like troll proof right now, but we'll get there. When new season, there's an event going on right now. Are you not playing the April event? It's not a full season, but seasons take a lot of planning and a lot of work. The council, my company with Joe, our contract is to approve 96 UGC games for season 4.
Oh, wow.
That's just UGC.
That's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
So, there will also be partner games and first-party games and Game Maker Fund games and Game Jam games. So, season 4, whatever it's called, whenever it's going to be, is going to be massive. UGC stands for user-generated content. So, like, basically people who are kind of like a Sandbox partner, but they're working independently. The Sandbox is not paying them to build, like the Game Maker Fund, but they are approved to work on our platform and participate in seasons. So that's what UGC. The Sandbox in general is a UGC platform, but there are people who are officially funded through the Game Maker Fund, or are partner studios working on content for IPs and intellectual properties like Smurfs and Care Bears and stuff. That we don't really call those UGC because they get more official support. Oftentimes there's staff people like working on those projects directly. So UGC is more like users, like people who watch these streams and participate in game jams. It's their content. So yeah, if the council's doing 96 UGC titles for season 4, imagine how many more titles there are with all the other. Not when I say doing, I mean testing. We're not making 96 UGC experiences.
Performing the QA process on 96 different experiences, not creating the assets, building the worlds, all that whatnot.
Right. Yeah. But it's still it's a lot.
It doesn't mean it's not a ton of work.
Nice outfit, Hoddle. Like your hat.
Mm-hmm. Is it the pirate hat or the the privateer hat from down below?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's I think it's called the Admiral's hat. Admiral Brownbeard's something hat. I don't remember. It's so long ago. There are still rewards related to that I need to send out, even though it's been a couple years now.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Well, so we've got a lot of stuff planned. Oh, that's okay. That's interesting. It seems only one person can unlock the chest.
Does it have to be the chosen one?
It's the first person there.
Oh.
Because it's basically a single player kind of thing.
Mm.
Hoddle says mine, except guess what, Hoddle?
What?
I've already got it.
Boom.
It's because they're still in my wallet. Oh, except I can't wear all of it because I'm not the right kind of avatar. I got the sword and the hook.
What's the right kind of avatar?
Well, there's a bug where people who have the mix and match body part avatars are not able to wear equipment correctly. Like I've got it equipped, but it says it's not visible in non-medium avatars, even though I am a medium. It's just it's a bug. It's been reported. It will hopefully be getting fixed soon. All right. Well, I think that is enough for today. We learned a lot. We learned how to set up a curio with a collect event and test it.
We learned what curio means.
We learned how to make an object's physics synchronize, so that way we can all see where something ends up. And we learned how to crash the server. a bunch of different ways. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I will not be here Wednesday or Saturday next week because I'm going to be in Texas.
Oh, am I going to be streaming on my own?
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that. I think I mentioned it before. Now. Yeah, but I also told you just now. So
yeah.
So Lucas is in charge next week. You all better be on your best behavior. I'm watching.
Right. I'm into it.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.